everything going, guys? I'm Steve and welcome back to the channel. So I've had this Goldwing for about 4 years, so it's about time I get it finished. So let's get into it. So as you can see, there's not really much done to it. I've got a few more stuff to paint, like the battery box, and I need to sort all the electrics out. I think it's what I've kind of put off for a long while, because it's just, I took on a bigger project than I realised it is, because the engine was seized and it was rusty inside, so I had to buy a new engine. And then as time went by, work got in the way and it just got harder and harder to try and put it back together. So hopefully by the end of this video you'll see it started. Now as you can see, this loom is in a bit of a state of repair, so I bought a second loom because there's some wires been cross-threaded and I have not got a clue, to be honest. So I thought easier get another loom and hopefully I can cross-reference it with this and put it back together. Now this is the ignition, but on here it is. Now this is the ignition, so so this is the ignition, and that's what the American bit looks like. And because I bought a British one, they're all in pieces like that, so I've got to figure it out and put it back together. Right, I'm getting no power from the start, so the only option is to see if it actually turns over is by getting my old wire and connecting it straight to the starter motor and see if it turns. Now, after I've done that, so I know the starter works, so at least the engine's not seized. I put the battery on, make sure if it's connected, it turns a light onto the dash, but the starter button's not working. So it's either that starter solenoid's not working, or the switch is broken, so I have to go from there. Alright, so I think the last 4 days I've been trying to figure out why this bike won't start. Now we'll go start with the first problem, the neutral light. I couldn't seem to get it set right. So this is the old neutral switch, and because this is the second engine, I've took the neutral light switch off the old one and put it onto this one. So I should really record everything as I go along, so I've had to take all this off, put a new gasket in, put a new switch in, and then wire up, etc. from there. So it's still not wanting to start. I say I've got the neutral light working, thank goodness. I don't know why that's on, maybe some sort of wiring I've wired up wrong, but it won't start off the bottom. So the next option is it's probably got an oil neutral oil filler switch or oil switch, so that if there's no oil in it, it's not going to start though. So I'm going to go get Halfords, go get some oil and go from there, and hopefully it will at least turn over. Right, so I've just got some oil. If it doesn't start with this, then I ain't got a clue. Right, mail of truth. So by this point I haven't got a clue what I'm doing wrong, and I'm just trying to figure out and tick each box as it goes along. I'm enjoying the process of just learning much as I can about this bike, but at this point I'm just like, I haven't got a frigging clue, and hope for the best. Right, so a couple of days later I've got the starter solenoid come through. So hopefully this is it. Right, moment of truth. Ooh. We've got power. Right, let's get the fuel tank on and hopefully it starts. At this point I was actually sorting out the throttle cable and tightening everything else up, getting ready. I do need to record while I'm doing my work because a lot of stuff I've missed and the battery did die, so you didn't get to see me installing the fuel tank. Right, got the fuel tank on. I've got everything all wired up and clutched in, etc, etc. Got some fuel, so now it's just to top it up. Make sure it's on, make sure there's no leak coming out. If it is, make sure solve that. I've only put a small amount in just to make sure. Good. Okay. Right, here we go. So as you can't see behind the bike, I was actually taking apart the fuel filter as well as the mechanical fuel pump, and what I found was the fuel wasn't going through right, so I just squirted it with some I call it carb cleaner or something. I squirted it to make sure there's no gunk going through it, as well as the tap and the fuel pump as well. Just took it apart, gave it a few pumps, and then I noticed the fuel started going through, so got that working. By this point the battery was pretty much dead, and then we move on to the next day. Yeah, it's fine.
What, your loom gone or what?
No, we've got fire. Shit, with coffee.
Oh, what is that on the car?
In the cabs.
It must have plenty of fuel in it then.
Must have. That won't go out. There we go. Whoops. Must have been fuel still in there. Probably too much fuel. Let's try again. Almost. I've got leaking fuel.
Is that what it is? Yeah?
Yeah, it's leaking fuel.
Oh,
I better not do any more.
No.
Set the place on fire.
Right. I think actually it would have went then.
It would have done, yeah.
I think that's, yeah.
So it's flooding fuel.
Where's it coming out of? Is it coming out the pipe or out the?
Yeah, it's coming out the exhaust pipe, so it probably got too much fuel in the carbs.
Yeah.
Come on, you almost got it. Jesus!
It's a runner.
It's we got it running. Jeez! That does sound like a freaking Spitfire.
Right?
It's like a Spitfire, so just like. God.
Well, once it's run, it'll run again. It'll run again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God. Bloody hell, that was loud.
Persistent that is. Keep
Yeah.
going, you'll get it done.
God, that was loud.
I could hear it. I thought, hang on.
It's going.
It's going. It's going. Oh, brilliant. You've got it on camera, haven't you?
Yeah. I thought it's got me yet, so. Now, will it start now?
We'll start again.
Oh, maybe. I think it's just trying to get once I've got it all cleaned out. I think it'll all pop nicely.
Yeah.